Alright, Day Tripper by the Beatles. Love the Beatles, and well, this is a 4-string lesson, and we are tuned to an open G. Low string is a G. Next string is a D. Next string is another G. Next string is a B. Alright, I'm going to show you George's part, John's part, and George's little solo. So it's going to be a pretty good lesson, so let's get started. Normally, with a 6-string guitar, you would hit an open E. We don't have an open E, so we're going to use the good old, this E chord right here. We're going to take our index finger on the 1st fret, down the upper G string, middle finger on the 2nd fret, on the D string, pinky on the 4th fret, on the low G string, and strike all 3 of those together as a chord. So instead of an open E, which we don't have, we're just going to hit that chord right there. Now we're going to strike the low G string open once. We're going to strike the 1st fret on the low G string once. And then we're going to strike the 4th fret on the low G string once. So far, slowly. Now right here on the D string, we're going to strike on the 2nd fret once. Then we're going to strike the D string open once. Now I fret these notes kind of weird with my fingers, but it's the most comfortable for me. So you can, you know, pick this however you want. So again, slowly so far. Okay, now right here, we're going to, on the low G string, on the 4th fret, strike once. Now strike on the 4th fret on the D string once. So slowly so far. Now right here we're going to strike again on the 4th fret on the low G string one time. And we're going to strike the D string open one time. And then we're going to strike the D string on the 2nd fret one time. So slowly. Okay, slowly all the way through that. As soon as you hit that E note right there, you're going to hit the E chord again very quickly and start it all over. So that's the intro to the song. And and George plays that in the song. So you know, just play with it and work it up to speed. Okay, so right there, coming out of that part, the next part George goes into is this in this A position. We're going to strike on the 2nd fret on the low G string once. We're going to strike the 5th fret on the low G string once. And we're going to slide up to the 6th fret on the low G string. Now right here we're going to strike on the 2nd fret on the D string. Then we're going to strike on the 2nd fret on the upper G string once. Now those notes right there, I fret both of those and just. Now we're going to hit the upper G string open once. It's easier just to fret those two right there, and rather than trying to pick each one so slowly. Now right here we're going to strike on the 2nd fret on the D string once. We're going to strike on the 4th fret on the upper G string once. Now we're going to strike again on the 2nd fret on the D string. One time. And strike the upper G string open one time. And then strike the upper G string on the 2nd fret one time. So slowly. Hit that A note right there on the 2nd fret, you go directly back to that E. So I'll play the last one of those and going into the next one slowly. Yeah, and after we go to the A, we go back to the one time, and we're going to stop right there on that E note. Stop right there, and we're going to come up and play this chord right here. We're going to take our index finger on the 4th fret on the D string. Take your ring finger on the 6th fret on the low G string, and your pinky on the upper G string on the 6th fret, and strike all three of those together as a chord. So this is kind of an F chord, and this is how we're going to play George's F chord. John's F chord during this part will be a little different, and right here we're just going to strum this for a while. In the actual song, he does this little slide up thing with one of his fingers. You can hear it, but it's literally impossible to do that without having that low E string. So we're just not going to do that. We're just going to coming out of. I just kind of down pick it, then accent on an upstroke. you know, in the video, he's like down picking all of that, but I can't play those full chords, so I'm just going to you can down pick it. However you want to do it, just drum it. Okay, from right there we're going to go and play this little easy one finger chord here on the this A chord. Right here on the 2nd fret, we want to hold down the low G string, D string, and upper G string on the 2nd fret. I kind of pick it the same way as I do up here. Same chord, go down to the 1st fret. Now we're going to come up to the 6th fret, play this C chord right here. Now right here I just kind of hit the lower notes, then come up and strike the B string and the upper G string. I hold all 4 down. We're going to come down to the 4th fret, play the same thing. And then we're going to go directly back into okay, so basically coming out of that 2nd chorus, they're going to go into this little B section in the key of B. So for the little George's little quick solo and the harmonizing backing vocals, so all that's in B. So what we're going to do right here is for George's excuse me, for George's part, we're going to come to the 4th fret on the low G string, strike it 1 time. We're going to strike the D string open 1 time. Just kind of hammer onto the 1st fret on the D string. We're going to come up to the 4th fret on the D string, strike it once. We're going to strike the upper G string on the 4th fret once. And then down on the upper G string on the 2nd fret once. So slowly, like. And again, I fret both of those with my pinky, so I don't have to hit each one as a single note. It's best just to fret both of those. Right here, we're going to come to the 4th fret on the D string, strike it once. We're going to come up on the 2nd fret on the B string, strike it once. Now we're going to strike again on the 4th fret 1 time on the D string. We're going to strike the 2nd fret on the upper G string 1 time. And then on the 4th fret on the upper G string 1 time. Okay, and after the first time, excuse me, the way I do this, coming back into it, now I only hit that with my pinky the first time, that B note right there. Now when I end on that note, on my ring finger, I use my middle finger and go back down and hit that B note again. So again, slowly, and this only, and now George only does this 3 times. The 4th time is when he does his real quick little solos. So slowly, it'll be like this. Now he stops right there. He doesn't come back down to hit the B note. He stops right there because now I'm going to show you his little quick solo, and that's going to be the end of George's part. So the reason he stops right there is because that takes him into his solo. Okay, we're going to, right here on the 4th fret, on the upper G string, what we're going to do here, we're going to take our index finger and strike it twice. We're also going to fret the B string on the 4th fret also, like, but we're going to strike the upper G string twice. Take our middle finger on the 5th fret, strike it once, and pull it off to the 4th fret on the B string. And then we're going to again strike on the 4th fret on the upper G string once. So slowly, like this. It's rather quick when you listen to the song, so. We're going to come up to the, on the upper G string, we'll come up to the 7th fret, strike it once. We're going to strike the 9th fret on the upper G string twice, like this. But on the 2nd time we strike it, we're going to bend it up. We're going to take our pinky on the 10th fret, strike it once. And then we're going to, well, now that note is still bent, so we're going to release it. But slowly, it'll sound like this. Now we're going to come up to the 16th fret. We're going to strike it twice on the upper G string. Now we're going to come to the 15th fret on the B string. Strike it once. Strike it again once on the upper G string on the 16th fret. So. Strike it again once on the 15th fret on the B string. Now we're going to strike it up on the 17th fret on the B string one time. Now we're going to strike it again and we're going to bend it up. And we're going to kill it. When you bend it up, kill it. Don't let it ring out. Don't let it ring out like that. Just. And then release it back down and then strike it again on the 17th fret on the B string. So slowly. Go back down to the 15th fret on the B string, strike it once. And again on the 16th fret on the upper G string, strike it once. So. quick solo, and in the song it goes really quick, so just play along with it, and of course you can play along with the actual song, so slowly. Alright, and then George right here, he goes back down. He's just going to play this little one finger beat chord right here. On the 4th fret, we're going to hold down the low G string, the D string, and the upper G string. And I just down pick this. So there's like one bar left after he comes out of. They're still singing those high background vocals, so. And then right back into a. And that's all of George's parts. Now we'll quickly run through John's parts, and his is a little different. I'm going to play a bunch of little 7th chords behind what George was playing. So, George is playing this in E. He does that once, I think, and then Paul comes in for one line of it with his bass, and then John comes in. We're going to play this. Well, it's basically an E7 chord, so we're going to take our middle finger on the 2nd fret, place that on the D string, index finger on the 1st fret on the upper G string, and either your ring finger or your pinky on the B string on the 3rd fret, and all 3 of those together as a chord. And right here, I use my thumb. We're going to want to mute that low G string. We don't want to let it ring out. So you can listen to the song and see how you want to strum that. But I strum it the same way I do on a 6-string guitar. So, but that's all up to you. You can watch the video and kind of see how they strum it. But in the video, he's just mainly just a down up. Now he's strumming that behind George's. A7. Now we're going to play an A7 chord, and this is where George goes one time. John's going to play. We're going to take our middle finger, place that on the 2nd fret on the low G string. Take your ring finger and place that on the D string on the 2nd fret, and your pinky on the B string on the 2nd fret. A7 chord. So he's going to strum that for a quick bar. Then he's going to go back to that E7. And when George goes to this F right here, alright, so John right here is going to be playing this F7. We're going to take our index finger on the 4th fret on the D string, middle finger on the 3rd fret on the upper G string, index finger on the B string on the 2nd fret. All 3 together as a chord. And we don't want to let the low G ring out, so mute that. We're going to come up to the 5th fret, same chord. Move it down 1 fret to the 4th fret, same chord. We're going to come up to the 9th fret, same chord, to the 7th fret, same chord. So during George's part, John's part is going to be going to come down and hit an E chord and just stop, because that's right where George comes back in with. So again, and of course when they all come back in, John will come back in with his E7. Alright, so when George goes to the B part for his little solo, right here, John, we're going to play this B7 chord. We're going to take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, our ring finger on the 4th fret on the D string, and our pinky on the B string on the 4th fret. And all three of those together as a chord. And you know, at the beginning when George is you know, the video really doesn't show how John is strumming it, and it just feels more free strumming to me right there. So I'll just more slowly, but you know, if you can take your middle finger and put that on the 4th fret on the low G string. It'll make that chord sound a lot more fatter and more fuller. So yeah, when George is doing his little solo, and especially when they come in with those background harmonies, you can see John in the video, he starts down picking. Long they're singing the background right there. And that's long George is doing his little solo. And John is still down picking on that chord. And that's where George, after his little solo, he comes back in with just a couple little, on that little one finger B chord right there. Right before they go back into. So, that little B7 chord right there. I can't really recall how many times that goes, but just keep riding it, and then John will hit that E chord again and just stop. He waits his turn, then he comes back in with his E minor. And they're just going to phase out the song. So yeah, that's the end of the song. It's pretty easy. It just takes a little bit remembering all those parts and working with them. So I hope you all enjoyed this lesson. Get back soon with another one. Thanks for watching.